This video describes how to use custom screen logos and custom languages on the PC3 controller's web interface. If we browse to the main page of the PC3 controller, we'll see the logo here is by default OEM technology solutions. This can be customized provided that the new logo provided is of the resolution 220 pixels wide by 120 pixels high. We'll create a very basic logo in the Paint software that is included with Windows. I've just created a new image. I will go to the image attributes and ensure that width is 220 by height 120 pixels. And now we'll save the company logo. The file name must be logo.jpg and it must be saved in JPEG format. This company logo must then be transferred to the PC3 controller. Go to the location where the image is, copy it, and then use File Explorer FTP client to access the controller's file system. Here we can see the PC3 controller's file system. Under the public HTML directory is where the logo.jpg file must be placed. As we can see, I've updated the file on the file system of the PC3. You do not need to restart the controller in order for the controller to use the new image. However, the web page will need to be refreshed. Generally, just changing pages will not be enough to refresh the cache in the browser. If you hold down the Shift key and press the refresh button, this will invalidate all cached images in the browser and reload the new logo. Here we can see our new company logo. Next, we'll be customizing the languages available on the PC3 controller. In order to create a custom language for the PC3, go to the PC3's IP address in the web browser and then type in the file name language.txt. This will bring up a dictionary file of the current language in use. Here you can see it's English, and the EN abbreviation is the language associated with that web page. The language file consists of one line per phrase. There are approximately 260 phrases in the dictionary. In order to translate this file, we need to save it first. Save as a text file. Then every line in the file needs to be translated to the new language. One easy way to get a baseline translation is to use Google Translate. If we go to the Google website, under the More option there is a Translate item. Choose the Translate a Document option and then browse to the location where the language.txt file was saved. Select the language that you wish to translate into. In this case, we will be using Chinese Simplified. Then press the Translate button. This will bring up a translated version of the text file. Select the content and copy. Make sure you get all lines when copying. Start a UTF-8 compatible text editor. In my case, I use Notepad++. Paste the content into the editor. Ensure the encoding on the file is UTF-8. UTF-8 is a Unicode format that supports many different language characters. Compare the text file to the original language.txt. Both files should have exactly the same number of lines. If they have a different number of lines, then the new language will not work. Here we can see the original language file had 259 lines, with the last line being blank. We need to ensure that that is the case with the new language file. So we will delete this last empty line. The first line of the language translation is the link that will be displayed at the top of the web page on the PC3 web interface. Up the top here. Because we're using a Google translation, this will translate as English. The second line contains the tag used by the HTML code to indicate the language used in the web page. For English, this is EN. For simplified Chinese, we will use the language code ZH. We will leave the language link at the top as is, and then we can make any other changes that we wish to make to the language file. Save the new text file under file name language1.txt. This file then needs to be transferred to the public HTML directory of the controller. Again, we use File Explorer to do so. Copy the new language file and then go to the FTP server of the controller. In public HTML directory, paste the new language file. The PC3 can support up to 8 languages. They will be numbered language 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No more than that can be used at any one time. Make sure that the file names are consecutive, starting from language 1. If there is a break, say a jump from language 1 to language 3, then only the first language will be detected. In order for the PC3 to recognize the new language present on the controller, it needs to be restarted. So we will select the Reset PLC option here. Here we can see that our language list has been updated in the top right of the screen. The existing English link is always available. Here is our new language, and as can be seen, the link has the same name as the first line of our translation file. If we were to click the link, it reads in the new dictionary and applies it to all tags on the screen. including any Java functionality. The language translation can be refined by editing the language1.txt file and then uploading the new file to the controller again.